¿Cyrano?
Cyrano.
Un placer, Cyrano de Bergerac.
Sois deforme. Deforme.
Well, you don't really know how important it is until you do it. I know I sort of fell in love with it as an outsider, looking at the creative process of Erica Schmidt, who adapted and directed the original stage production and then went on to write the screenplay. Being in close contact with Erica, she just, the way she works is incredible. How she took this play written over 120 years ago and kept its heart, but adapted it to with a more modern feel to it. She got rid of the nose that Cyrano is known for, and she replaced a lot of the text with love songs. And for me, suddenly I saw that, and then it became important to me because it spoke to me more than it ever had before. And that's just me. I know there's huge fans of the original play and the long nose and all of that, but for me personally, the play really finally started to speak to my heart, and I really desperately wanted to be a part of the production. But challenges are great fun. Everything should be a challenge. We live too much in our comfort zones, I find. Everybody does, and occasionally we gotta shake the cage and ruffle our own feathers, and see what happens. Take the risk. And I really enjoyed that. It's scary, it's daunting, but you surround yourself with creative, inspired people that give you the confidence to make it your own. Trust your instincts while you doubt your own. So that was lovely. Aaron and Bryce Desner from the band The National, who wrote all the music, and Matt Berninger and Corinne Besser, who wrote the lyrics, are just real storytellers, and it was a thrill to sing their songs. Well, it was both scary and joyous. I mean, it was the first movie a lot of us shot since the pandemic began. It was done with great risk, but with great risk comes great reward, as they say. We went to Sicily, which was hit hard early on in the pandemic. And by the time we got there, the community had made us all feel safe. We follow all these protocols and all of that, and quite often film sets are the safest place you can be because despite the number of people, everybody's tested every day, and we remain in a bubble of just ourselves, much like making a film before the pandemic is on location. You develop a real sense of community with your fellow filmmakers, and it was a joy to get back to work, and especially with a story like this during this time, to sing songs of love and feel like the Beatles said, all you need is love, especially in the hardest of times. It's an idealistic way of thinking, but I mean, it's really true. I think it really will hopefully speak to a younger generation because of the themes it tackles, especially nowadays with all these internet profiles of ourselves, or what we like to think of as ourselves, and perhaps isn't necessarily the true version of who we are. It's what Cyrano's doing with Christian. It's the term catfishing now. I mean, he's using another identity to win the heart of a woman, and I think that's what people are doing to lesser and greater degrees online all the time. I mean, we definitely, we comb our hair in the morning. We want to present our best possible version of ourselves to the world. But with the internet, you get to hide behind more layers than you do in real life on the day-to-day meeting someone. So I think can be incredibly destructive if you're not honest with who you are.
Well, I was really shocked and moved by seeing Peter Dinklage play the role of Cyrano. There was something immediate and vital and urgent about that performance that made me want to take it to the screen. Exactly that. I mean, I think that, with more traditional versions, you see often a tall, handsome actor with a fake nose on his face, and you know implicitly that he's able to go to his dressing room and take that nose off and go to the bar and be himself, you know. And but Pete brings with him a life of experience that makes it more authentic, as you suggest, and different from any other Cyrano I've ever seen before. I think it was one of the best experiences of my life. I love Italy very much, and I've had a lifelong love of Italian cinema. So to feel like I was in Italy making an Italian movie where they happened to speak English was a dream come true. It might be another period movie, and it might be another literary adaptation, but I've always tried to kind of subvert the genre and tried to do something slightly different with it, less straightforward, less straight. I would love to do that, yeah, very much. I hope so. For me, scientists recently proved that audiences, when brought together in a theatre, find their heartbeats synchronize with each other. And I think that's a very powerful and important experience. I think it's one of the reasons maybe why people go to church too. There's something so beautiful about that collective heartbeat, and I think that's something that we miss if we don't. Yeah, I think it's somehow always reassuring to see yourself reflected in stories from the past. It makes you feel less alone, and helps you to see your own issues in the context of a greater story of humanity. So I hope that young people will get to have that experience and get to enjoy that experience.
Está aquí.
¿Cyrano?
Cyrano.
Un placer, Cyrano de Bergerac.
Sois deforme.